Askreddit thread. Reddit, what is some random advice? Don't make decisions while you're angry, and don't make promises when you're excited. Also, don't make decisions when you're horny, or drunk, or with a corpse in your trunk. I'd like to think with a corpse in your trunk, the decisions have already been made and it's all going according to plan. With a corpse in my trunk, I'm definitely horny. And never ever go grocery shopping when you're hungry. Yeah. I tried to stay away from decision making in general. Not my idea, not my fault. Endeavor to stand and sit with good posture. Sits up straight. Thanks, Mom. Check your bank account diligently. I get a credit report every year. It's free. A fool who can keep his mouth shut is counted amongst the wise. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak and remove all doubt. What does that mean? Better say something and sound smart. Takes one to know one. Swish. Real G's move in silence like lasagna. Not exactly relevant to the thread, but it's a clever little Wayne line that came to mind. You can never be overdressed or overeducated. I looked great in my tux watching that last football match. I bet you did, you handsome son of a bitch. Unless you're going to the local dive bar, if you want to relate to people there, don't overdress. Also, don't overdress if you plan on doing any activity that requires sweating. That's true. Don't die with a shovel inside your head. Wait, don't die with a novel still inside your head? Oh, okay, that makes more sense. I don't know why I thought it was shovel. Read it as shovel. Still decent advice, I guess. I read it as shovel, too. Tell this to George R.R. Mountain. Don't fucking say that. You never know what may happen. Never break two laws at once. For example, don't run a red light with a dead body in your trunk. I've watched a ton of Masterminds. A majority of the stories end with, they would have gotten away with it if they or one of the crew wasn't brought in on unrelated charge and offered this up as part of the plea bargain. I'm not saying I would never actually do it, NSA, but I'm fairly certain that I could rob a bank and get away with it. Robbing a bank and getting any substantial amount of money from it seems pretty tough with today's security system. I don't know, after reading that MMA a while back about the guy who had successfully robbed a bunch of banks, it seems surprisingly easy. It probably wouldn't be a lot of money, but a couple $1,000s from a local branch. Two negatives equally positive, though. You can outrun the cop. You can't outrun the radio. Depends how hard he throws the radio. Actually, I can't outrun the cop. I got really bad knees. In MAT and MATLAB, you can create arrays of random numbers like this. R equals rand... what? In MATLAB, you can perform cumulative sums using the cumsum function. Of course, if you want to cumulative trapezoidal numerical integration, you can use cumtraps. Never half-ass two things. Whole-ass one thing. All the things I do are ass. Hello. What if I half-ass like 5 things? That's like 2.5 things total. Much better than 1. The laws of conservation of ass, it is impossible to use more than 100% of your ass. Therefore, you could only hope to 1/5 ass 5 things. However, it is possible that with special relativity we could find a way to apply more than 100% of one's ass, but the research simply isn't there. Source, Master Student of Ass Physics. Just one not many might have heard. Perfection is lots of little things done well. The grass is not greener on the other side. It's greener where you water it. Are you the only one in the relationship that makes an effort? Yes? Then cut them loose. It'll just get worse as time goes on. Honestly, seems obvious, but you should at least have conversations about it. There are so many instances where I've seen relationships fail because of mismanaged expectations. They plainly craft an image of their SO that may not be true or realistically lived up to. People may show effort in different ways as well. Totally agree, and I would add communication to that. So many fights can be avoided if you tell your SO what you are thinking and what expectations you have. Never assume they know what you're thinking. They don't, ever. Yeah, let's say the honesty is a derivative of communication. It's pretty surprising how long people can avoid actually knowing their SO's wants, expectations, needs, etc. Also, how our own wants, needs, beats inside of us can remain hidden. Don't sweat the petty things and don't pet the sweaty things. I had always heard don't sweat the petty stuff, but pet the sweaty stuff. Okay. Question everything. Do the research before you form an opinion. Don't stand up in a canoe. Don't sit down on a pogo stick. Don't say stuff you don't mean. It'll just end up hurting people or yourself. And don't say what you really mean. It'll just end up hurting people. Who will in turn hurt you. There's no such thing as a no wipe shit. There are always a minimum of 2 wipes. The first to check, the second to confirm. If you only wipe once, it's called Schrodinger's wipe. Don't carry a condom in your wallet. The heat and pressure degrades the material. You can, just not for a long time. For a night, it's not a big deal. Use the change pocket in your jeans. It's sized for a condom. Getting angry is a result of your perception. If you choose to perceive a situation differently, you won't get angry. This isn't easy at all, but with practice it can be very useful. This is a good one. I have a corollary to this. If you hear something and you are unsure how it was meant, always assume the best option. If people are trying to be sneaky and insult you, and you keep taking it as a compliment, then it just infuriates them more, so it's a win-win. You aren't angry all the time, and assholes in your life are. I'm so goddamn infuriated. He spelled it as inferiority. But I get what he was trying to do. I misspell stuff all the time, too. Wear a goddamn condom, just like always. If you are the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Is that why my dad left us? Don't pick up the first good deal you see. Look around. Check the per 100 G's or similar measurements for true value for money. The advice my sister gave me for the party when I graduated school. Party as hard as you can. Drink as much as you can. But if you've had enough, you've had enough. Don't let anybody tell you can still go on if you know you can't. It's not worth it. Learning to handle your alcohol is an important skill to have before entering college. Don't lie to your doctor, ever. Except about cigarettes, because then your insurance goes up. Super Tuesday. Or is a minor about sex in front of your parents? Oh, America. That just reminds me of that one sketch by the whitest kids you know. About the guy who goes to the doctor. He's like, well, we have something to say about how many hot dogs do you eat in a week? It's like, oh, I don't know, like 7? 7, okay. Tell me. Let's walk through a typical day for you. Well, I wake up in the morning. Of course, I have a hot dog in the morning. And then before I go to work, I have another hot dog so I can eat on my way to work. He's like, see, that's already 2 of them. On a typical week, you'd have more than 7. He's like, yeah, I guess it's a little bit more than 7. Then he goes through his day, and he's like, for lunch, I like to have about 3 hot dogs. And then for dinner, I have like 5 hot dogs. You don't need anything else. He's like, well, I kind of really like hot dogs. This is all he's talking to his doctor about it. He just lies about how many hot dogs he eats because he eats a whole bunch. It's so stupid, but it's so funny to me for some reason. If somebody wishes you luck by saying break a leg, do not actually break your leg. This will not increase your chances of luck. Activate turn signal before hitting brakes. Use your indicator to indicate your intentions, not the actions you are currently executing. Right? The indicator is no goddamn good if you click it when you jam on your brakes. Wear sunscreen. I'm a fair-skinned Australian, and apparently something like 1 in 2 Australians get affected by skin cancer at some point in their lives. It's pretty much inevitable that I'll contract skin cancer at some point. But I just keep screening. I think that's mainly because a lot of Australians don't use sunscreen. It's actually every 2 and 3 Australians. Buy a plunger before you need a plunger. Drugs are fun. Being a drug addict is not. There's a typical progression for addicts where they move from using recreationally on the weekends to using at night on some weekdays. This is the first sign you may have a problem, and when stopping will be easiest. After that comes every night, then using early and earlier until it's the first thing you do when you wake up. That is, if you can ever get any sleep. This is I only smoke when I'm drinking, and someone offers me a cigarette. All my friends are selfish pricks. I'm different, I can control it. TLL, I had a pot addiction for 3 years. Good thing I stopped cold turkey for 3 months and cleared it out of my system. I've since banned myself from smoking on weeknights unless it's a stat holiday. Good on you. Despite what many people may say, being addicted to weed is definitely a real thing. I would certainly say I was for a while. I'm in the same boat as you. Quit for a while, and now I'm only doing it every now and much easier to control now. It's easier to tell the truth than cover up lies. See, the thing is to believe your lies are the truth. The best part about telling the truth is not having to remember what you said. Yeah, but that hinges on remembering what happened in the first place. Instructions unclear. Nobody realizes I'm wearing makeup. Love yourself. I love myself every day. Sometimes 5 times a day. 12 times for me. Does your mama not like me? Get a silver Sharpie and write your name and contact information directly in your luggage when you fly. I also draw a bunch of ridiculous things to make my bag stand out so I can pick it up faster. Learn a language beside your own. Learning other languages are hard, though. If everyone you meet seems to be an asshole, you are probably the asshole. Or you're just like a really negative person. If you ever travel back in time, don't step on anything because even the tiniest change can alter the future in ways you can't even imagine. Steps on grass after leaving machine. Go back in a machine. Go forward 10 years. Something something Hitler resurrected something something bugs that were bothered by grass being stepped on removed out of place something something snowball effect something something nuclear Armageddon. You forgot Ned Flanders ruling the world. How the hell did I mess that up? This is the best advice I've ever received. Before you go on vacation, buy new socks and underwear. 3 reasons. 1, that shit is already tightly packed and ready to just throw in your carry-on. 2, save space. You probably need them, you filthy hobo. And 3, who doesn't love the feeling of new socks and underwears? Maximum vacation enjoyment. I never wear underwears or socks without washing them. The socks always leave a bunch of lint, and it even happens with the underwear sometimes. Yeah, I don't like wearing new clothes either. Drink more water. Floss, then masturbate. Then masturbate with floss. Clear Cashy and cookies. Reboot. Profit. Have lots of sex. If you have lots of sex, wear protection. Keep a positive attitude about everything. You never know where you may end up if you don't. Bananas are not vegetables. Don't trust a fart. Rigorous self-honesty is the key to life. Earn more than you show. Speak less than you know. If a man does not keep pace with his companions, perhaps it is because he hears a different drummer. Or because he just has one of those stupid Bluetooth earbuds in. Use Zonya's while Zed is in its ultimate animation on you. This way, you'll not only avoid the entire damage, but Zed's ult will go on cooldown, opposed to just before the pop. Okay, this is the best tip here. I assume this is a League of Legends thing. Yep, guessed it. Because if it was a Dota reference, I'd get it. If it was Heroes of the Storm, I'd get it. It had to be a popular game, otherwise it wouldn't have been voted up over here. And ult, it's not something from... Well, it had to be from a MOBA. So like, yeah, it's League of Legends. The only MOBA I don't play. There's a whole bunch of MOBAs I don't play. I've only played 2 of them. 2 popular ones, I should say, though. Always be honest, except when it would seriously hurt someone. Sometimes you need to be honest and hurt someone. I mean, in a sense, that would hurt them and they wouldn't learn anything from it. I should have been more specific. You're dumb as a mule and twice as ugly. If a stranger offers you a ride, I say take it. Thanks, Pop. Just don't bring up politics with people. Unless you don't like them and want a reason to yell at them. Then by all means do. Pro tip, ask them on their stance on encryption and security versus privacy/freedom. Just don't bring up politics with unreasonable people. I physically do not understand people who can't have a reasonable and calm discussion on politics with someone they personally know. I know you and I like you. We're friends. It's okay if we disagree. Maybe if you explain to me why you believe what you do, and I explain to you why I believe what I do, we can gain a deeper understanding of each other's lives and experiences and grow as friends and people. TLDR, if you can't hold a conversation but instead insist on stating why you think, on what you think, and that anyone who disagrees is wrong, then no, don't discuss politics. Well, I mean, yeah, I've had pleasant discussions with other friends who have different political views than I do. It's a thing that happens, but, you know, it's still not something I like to talk about. If you're binge watching all of the Star Wars movies, watch the animated series Star Wars Clone Wars. Because... wait, what? If you're binge watching all the Star Wars movies, watch the animated series Star Wars Clone Wars. Between episodes 2 and episodes 3. It's 2 hours long and animated by the same people who did Samurai Jack. It has some kick-ass fighting sequences and also shows Mace Windu fucking up General Grievous, which explains why he's a little bitch in episode 3. The key to becoming an adult is to stop being embarrassed by what you want. I want to conquer Eurasia. Definitely good to be honest with yourself about what your wants and needs. We're not robots. Also, another key to being an adult is not being afraid of being called a child. I've never been ashamed of any of my hobbies. Because of that, no one ever gave me crap for them. Don't invade Russia during the winter. Because in Russia, the winter colds you. Unless you are, wait for it, the Mongols. Men, when you're finished peeing, put your hand under your scroach and push it into your body. It'll get rid of that last bit of pee. Thank me later. What about after? Haven't seen my scroach in half an hour. Look up when you walk. I used to always look at my shoes, and when I changed, my confidence got a massive boost. Be careful about stairs, though. They can be tricky. Who the hell walks staring at their shoes? That's just like... Well, I am not one to talk. You see, I'm very paranoid, so I'm always looking around. There's no way I'd be able to just look down my shoes, because then I'd miss walking into someone in front of me, or not see someone behind me. If you're going through hell, keep going. Don't shit where you eat. Never trust a Frenchman. Poet confirmer, Jesus Francis. I'm pretty sure that's not how you pronounce any of that. Translator can confirm I'm a prick. I'm pretty sure that says I'm a Frenchman. Oi, the fuck did you just call me? Alright, that's it for this.